It's a beautiful day at Pennington Place. Farmer's Almanac says today is a good day to do carrots, get them planted in the ground. So what I'm doing, since carrots are so hard to do, I am going to make a carrot tape for planting, and I'm going to do it with my beets also. All you need are your seeds, spray bottle, and see there's some tapes I've already made, and toilet paper. This makes it real easy for anything with small seeds. That way, once you get them planted, you don't have to go through and thin them out and waste some of them. You can utilize pretty much all your seeds. So I'll get set up and show you how I do this. First step is laying out a portion of toilet paper. Okay, on my strip, I've got all my seeds all the way down. And I spritzed them again with a little bit of water. And then from here, it's easier to work with this paper when it's damp. I'm just going to flip this over on top of the seeds all the way down. So what I've done is I'm placing the seeds in a row and I'm securing them. Paper's already a little damp, so it secures them nicely. Okay, so I've got them secured. I'll move my paper a little bit because I'm a little too close to the edge of the table here. I'm going to spritz it again. I mean, you know, toilet paper is made to, the moment it hits water, it starts breaking down. So you don't want to get it too wet because then it's going to rip and tear and not hold on you. And there's a seed I didn't get all the way in. That's alright. Got it too close to the edge. So all my seeds are secure. So I will just pick this up. Lay it here, and there's a tape that's done. So I'll move on and do the next one, and I'll get these all taped up and ready to go, and then when we start planting them, I'll show you how we get them planted in the ground, how easy it is. So I tend to always forget how many seeds are in a small pack. These carrot seeds, I'm not even halfway through the pack, and look at all this. So just think about the stewardship that you're performing at your own homestead. You know, before you plant these little tiny seeds and you have to thin them out and half of them are lost, blah, blah, blah. We're going to pretty much utilize all these seeds, and I swear there's a million in these little packs. It's crazy. So I'm working on my beet seeds now. These are a lot easier to do. That's the whole pack right there. I've already gotten like 4 strips done, so this will take me a lot shorter time to get finished. You know, the spacing, you can do your spacing correctly. There's no thinning. I mean, what better way to utilize the money you're spending? I mean, there's specific reasons why we plant large gardens and why we provide our own vegetables. The main reason is expense. It's just cheaper to do. It's my manpower that's doing it, so I don't pay myself for the hours I work. So, and seeds are very inexpensive. You can get them very cheap. You can go to a dollar store and get 10 packs for $1. I prefer heirloom. I usually go through Burpee Company or something like that and do heirloom seeds. And then we are fortunate we live within a mile or so from an Amish community. When I want my white heirloom tomatoes, I know where to go get those plants to get them in the ground. I know where to get the heirloom cabbage and things that are already started that I don't do from seed. So that's one of the big advantages for us is cost, and I live in an area where we can get the heirloom things that we want, and we don't have to pay high expensive prices through seed companies for them. Also, the reason we do such a large gardens, because we have multiple, is not only to save money for us, but it's kind of nice to know where your food comes from. It's kind of nice to know that I put no chemicals on my garden. Fertilizer we raise rabbits. So that is my fertilizer. We don't use any weed killers, anything like that. My gardens aren't the most beautiful because it's hard to get in there and get all the weeds, but I can tell you they're very organic. They're very good for you. We don't have pesticides. We don't have all that stuff on our garden. Some years the insects are bad and we lose some of our garden, but that's part of it. Anything you want to do, you have to also realize there's going to be a loss somewhere. Not every year is going to be perfect. Last year we busted our backs to get our garden out, beautiful gardens, and then the rains came and they kept coming and they kept coming, and then we would dry out, and I thought, great, we're not going to have root rot, our garden's going to survive. And then the rains came again and our garden was underwater. We lost pretty much everything. We had enough for fresh vegetables through the summer to eat, but I didn't have anything to can. And it's just the way it is. It's life. You just have to deal with it. This year we're hoping that we have a good year and the rains are just enough to keep things going. Now, 2 years ago, awesome garden. I had, thank goodness, I had all the tomato juice, pasta, everything, pasta sauce. I had all that stuff canned, my green beans, my corn, and it lasted us through last year and last winter into this season because I had an overabundance. If I hadn't had an overabundance, we'd have been at the grocery store buying vegetables and sauces and stuff. So I'm going to finish up these beets and then we'll get these things in the ground. Okay, so I have my seed tapes done. We have raised flower beds. There's my asparagus gone wild. Can't pick it yet. We just have to let it grow, and next year we'll be able to pick. And this is the 2 raised flower beds that I just got ready to put my tape in. This tool right here. This is the most awesome tool I've ever had. It's a hoe. It's actually an edger, but it works wonderfully as a hoe. When the weeds are small, you can just rip right through, get the weeds, the roots and all. No problem. Nice and easy breezy. I'm going to dig my rows, put my tape in, and we're going to get these things planted. Okay, so I got the tapes laying on the ground. I had to put some soil over them because we got a wind today and it was wanting to blow my tissue paper away. Just remember when you're doing this, and I got to keep the chickens out. When you're doing this, don't let your toilet paper dry all the way. You need to do it right before you plant. Keep it a little bit moist because it holds the seeds. If it dries out, your seeds are going to move on you. So keep it moist. Just lay them flat like this. Since they're already spaced in your paper, you don't have to do too much more with them. I'm going to cover these and we'll see what our garden grows. Well, it's a beautiful day out here. I need to move on to other things. Share, comment, rate, like, subscribe, whatever you do. I hope this helps you. I hope it makes your homesteading life a little easier. It sure has made mine easier. Have a beautiful day. Bye.